There's a moment in every life where everything shifts, not because the world changes, but because you change. It's the moment you realize that waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect time, or the perfect opportunity is a game you'll never win. The Stoics taught us that life doesn't reward intentions or idle dreams. It rewards action, and the greatest power you have is the ability to choose right now to act. No matter your circumstances, no matter the obstacles, you hold the key to transformation. Today, we're diving into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism to uncover how you can seize that power, take control, and align your life with purpose and meaning. This could be the moment where everything changes for you. Let's begin. The catalyst of change in life's grand narrative, there are instances that serve as profound turning points where the ordinary flow of events is interrupted by something extraordinary. These are not just mere interruptions, but pivotal moments that can completely redefine our existence. These moments are our focus today, the inflection points that signal a shift from one chapter of our life to another. You might already have experienced several such moments, or perhaps yours are yet to come, lurking just around the corner. Regardless of their timing, these moments hold a beautiful promise. Once we embrace them, they set us on new, more enlightened paths, brimming with potential and laden with opportunities. Transformative instances, they often arrive unannounced, catching us off guard. A casual conversation that opens new vistas of thought. An unexpected encounter that challenges our long-held beliefs. Or a sudden personal revelation that shakes the very foundation of our understanding. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches the virtue of wisdom. Courage and acceptance offers a lens through which to view these changes. It teaches us that while we cannot control every event that happens to us, we can control our reactions to them, and in our responses lies our power and our potential for growth. Reflecting on my own life, I recall a time filled with uncertainty and struggle. At 25, I found myself grappling with a reality far from what I had envisioned. There I was, financially unstable and mentally exhausted, questioning the very essence of my efforts and the direction of my life. It was a period marked by deep introspection and a quest for meaning, a quest that many of us embark on at various stages of our lives. Stoicism reminds us that adversity is not just a test of our resilience, but a teacher of invaluable lessons. It is in our most challenging times that we often gain the clearest insights into who we are and what we are capable of achieving. This introspective journey led to a life-altering realization. Change was necessary, but how does one initiate such change? The Stoics would argue that change begins with self-awareness, recognizing the discrepancies between who we are and who we wish to be. This recognition is the first step towards genuine transformation. It involves acknowledging our imperfections, understanding our strengths, and most importantly, seizing the courage to refine our character in alignment with our ideals. In my case, the catalyst for such change was a mentor, a figure who embodied the virtues I aspired to. My mentor was not just a guide, but a mirror reflecting both my flaws and my potentials. He introduced me to the core principle that if one desires change, one must become the agent of that change. This principle, simple yet profound, resonated deeply with me, echoing the Stoic philosophy of personal responsibility and the power of self-control. My mentor's advice was clear: if you seek change, you must first change yourself. This advice, though daunting, highlighted a fundamental truth that our external circumstances often reflect our internal state. To alter my path, I needed to transform from within, embracing new habits, attitudes, and behaviors that aligned with the future I envisioned. Embracing change is not merely about making different choices. It's about transforming how we think, react, and engage with the world. It's about developing resilience, the kind the Stoics celebrated. Resilience that doesn't merely endure, but actively transforms challenges into opportunities for personal growth and wisdom. Each challenge faced, each obstacle overcome, and each fear confronted adds to our resilience and shapes us into more competent, capable individuals. The power of mentorship in navigating the often turbulent waters of life, the guidance of a mentor can serve as a beacon, illuminating the path towards personal and professional growth. Mentorship is not merely about acquiring knowledge or learning how to perform tasks more efficiently. It's fundamentally about transformation. A mentor sees the potential within us that we might overlook and challenges us to reach beyond our current limitations. Consider the Stoic belief in the power of wisdom and guidance from others. The Stoics, including philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus, often discussed the value of learning from those who have already walked the paths we are currently navigating. They understood that having a mentor is like having a wise advisor who can provide perspective that comes from experience and reflection, which are crucial in helping us develop the virtue and resilience needed to face life's challenges. A mentor can often be the catalyst for dramatic personal transformation. They do not simply respond to questions or provide ad hoc advice. Instead, they invest in their mentees, fostering a deep understanding and helping them to see the world through a broader lens. This relationship helps to cultivate critical thinking and encourages a mentee to question their own assumptions and beliefs. In the context of Stoicism, this reflective practice is essential as it pushes individuals to consider not just what they do, but why they do it, aligning their actions with their values and principles. The real power of mentorship lies in its ability to accelerate learning and growth. By sharing their own experiences, mentors can help mentees avoid common pitfalls and navigate challenges more effectively. This is not about making life easier, but about making the learning process more efficient. Stoicism teaches us to value knowledge that comes from experience, practical wisdom, as it is a vital tool in the pursuit of a good and meaningful life. A mentor embodies this wisdom, having already faced similar struggles and learned from them, thereby providing a roadmap that can guide us through similar challenges. Moreover, a mentor's impact extends beyond practical advice. They can instill confidence in their mentees, reinforcing their ability to make decisions and take action. This boost in self-assurance is crucial, especially when one is faced with difficult choices, or when stepping out of one's comfort zone, both common scenarios in personal and professional growth. The Stoic practice of cultivating inner strength and confidence through reasoned thought and reflection is mirrored in the mentor-mentee relationship where encouragement plays a key role. Mentors also model behaviors and attitudes that are aligned with our aspirational selves. They exemplify the virtues we strive to embody, such as integrity, courage, and perseverance. Seeing these qualities in action provides a living example of what is possible, inspiring us to adopt similar behaviors and attitudes in our own lives. This aspect of mentorship is particularly resonant with Stoicism, which emphasizes the importance of embodying virtues not just in thought, but in daily practice. Furthermore, mentors can help us to connect the dots between disparate parts of our lives, helping to create a coherent narrative that aligns with our overarching life goals. They provide a sounding board for our ideas, offering feedback that is not just about validation, but about challenging and refining our thoughts and approaches. This guidance is invaluable as we strive to live a life that is not only successful by external standards, but also richly fulfilling and aligned with our deepest values. Taking responsibility. In the journey of self-improvement and personal growth, one of the most pivotal steps is the act of taking responsibility for one's life. This is not just about acknowledging where you are or what you have done. It's about accepting that your current situation, regardless of external circumstances, is the result of your own choices and actions. This concept aligns closely with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes control over one's inner state and responses rather than external events. The Stoics teach us that while we cannot control everything that happens in our lives, we have absolute power over our reactions. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle highlights the essence of personal responsibility. When we face challenges or setbacks, it's easy to blame external factors, the economy, other people, or our upbringing. However, embracing Stoic wisdom means shifting focus from the external to the internal, from blame to accountability. Taking responsibility involves a deep dive into self-awareness. It requires us to look honestly at our decisions and behaviors and to question how these have shaped our current realities. This isn't about self-blame or dwelling on past mistakes, but is about learning from these experiences to foster growth and resilience. For instance, if you find yourself unsatisfied with your career, Rather than blaming the job market or your past employers, Stoicism would advise you to explore how your own choices led to your current position and what steps you can take to change your path. Moreover, taking responsibility empowers us to make changes. It's an act of reclaiming control over our lives. When we stop seeing ourselves as victims of circumstances and start viewing ourselves as active participants in our destinies, we unlock a powerful agency. This agency is the driving force behind real, sustainable change. It enables us to make decisions that align more closely with our values and goals, rather than reacting impulsively to situations. In practice, taking responsibility can manifest in various aspects of life. Financially, it might mean setting a budget and sticking to it, rather than lamenting a lack of funds. In relationships, it could involve addressing conflicts directly and constructively instead of attributing tensions to others' actions alone. Professionally, it might look like pursuing additional training or education to advance your career instead of waiting for opportunities to come to you. This approach also fosters a sense of integrity and authenticity, key virtues in Stoic thought. When you consistently take responsibility for your actions, you build a character that is robust and trustworthy. People around you start to recognize your autonomy and respect your ability to handle life's complexities. This integrity then reinforces your sense of self-worth and confidence, which are crucial for facing life's challenges with resilience and grace. Taking responsibility is also about forward movement and growth. It's about looking ahead and preparing yourself to meet future challenges more skillfully. This preparation involves cultivating virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, central to Stoic philosophy, which guide your actions and decisions. By embodying these virtues, you ensure that your responses to life are measured, ethical, and conducive to personal and communal well-being. Ultimately, taking responsibility is a liberating practice. It frees us from the constraints of a reactive life and opens up a realm of proactive possibilities. It's about acknowledging that while life may not always be within our control, our responses always are. Each moment then becomes an opportunity to demonstrate who we are and who we aspire to be, aligning our actions with our deepest values and principles. The role of action. Action is a foundational element in the philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches that the true measure of our philosophy is not what we say, but what we do. It's not enough to understand the principles of virtue and wisdom, we must live them out. This emphasis on action is crucial because it moves us beyond the theoretical and into the realm of the practical, where our choices and behaviors shape our lives and character. In the context of Stoicism, action is not just about doing something, it's about doing the right thing in accordance with reason and virtue. The Stoics believed that every action should be purposeful and contribute to a life well lived. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, often wrote about the importance of acting in alignment with nature, meaning both the nature of the universe and one's own nature. To him, this meant acting with intention, using reason as a guide, and ensuring that each action was just, honorable, and for the common good. Taking action, therefore, involves more than simply reacting to events as they occur. It's about proactive engagement with life, making decisions that not only respond to present circumstances, but also anticipate future needs and challenges. For instance, instead of waiting for a health crisis to change poor lifestyle habits, a Stoic approach would be to proactively adopt a healthier lifestyle, recognizing that our body is a thing of nature that must be respected and maintained. This proactive stance is especially relevant in overcoming procrastination, a common hurdle that many face. Stoicism teaches us to break the cycle of delay by understanding the value of the present moment. Seneca, one of the great Stoic writers, emphasized that life's greatest commodity is time, and to waste it is to squander life's most precious resource. Every moment of inaction is a moment lost, and these moments accumulate into a life of regrets. By taking action now, however small, the Stoic practices aligning their daily behaviors with their greater life's purpose, thereby ensuring that no moment is wasted. Moreover, in the realm of personal development and achievement, taking action is indispensable. It is the mechanism through which we test our theories and ideas against the reality of the world. Without action, our plans and goals are just dreams. Action is what transforms these dreams into tangible outcomes. Whether it's pursuing a new career, improving relationships, or developing personal skills, action is the bridge between potential and realization. In practicing Stoicism, taking action also involves preparing oneself for the inevitable adversities of life. This is where the concept of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, comes into play. By mentally rehearsing potential challenges and setbacks, Stoics don't just passively wait for difficulties. They actively prepare for them. This mental preparation leads to more effective and resilient actions when faced with real-life challenges, as the Stoic is already equipped with strategies and a calm demeanor cultivated through their reflections and rehearsals. Taking action also means being accountable for one's decisions. In Stoicism, the idea of self-control and discipline is paramount. Each action taken is a reflection of one's inner moral state. By choosing actions that are ethical and aligned with Stoic virtues, individuals not only improve their own lives, but also contribute positively to their communities. This ripple effect underscores the broader Stoic belief that personal virtue contributes to social harmony. Lastly, the role of action in Stoicism is not just about personal gain, but about contributing to the greater good. The Stoics believed that all humans are part of a larger community, which Marcus Aurelius referred to as the cosmopolis or world city. Every action, therefore, should be considered for its impact on this larger community, encouraging actions that support mutual growth and well-being. Self-improvement is the cornerstone of living a fulfilling and meaningful life. It's about recognizing that who we are today is not the limit of who we can become. The journey of self-improvement is not about perfection, but progress. A gradual and deliberate effort to align our actions, thoughts, and values with the best version of ourselves. This idea is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes continuous growth, virtue, and the pursuit of excellence as essential components of a good life. The Stoics believed that self-improvement is not just an option, it is our duty. They argued that as rational beings, we are uniquely capable of refining ourselves, and we have an obligation to do so. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, put it succinctly: first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This means that self-improvement begins with a clear vision of who you want to become. Once that vision is established, every action should be directed toward fulfilling that ideal. One of the key principles of Stoic self-improvement is focusing on what is within your control. According to the Stoics, this includes your thoughts, actions, and choices. By directing energy toward these areas, rather than lamenting over things outside your control, you create a strong foundation for growth. For example, you cannot control whether others appreciate your work, but you can control the effort and quality you put into it. This mindset fosters a sense of empowerment and clarity, enabling you to make consistent progress without being derailed by external factors. Self-improvement also requires a commitment to lifelong learning. The Stoics were avid learners, constantly seeking wisdom from their experiences, mentors, and the world around them. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently reminded himself to approach life with curiosity and humility, recognizing that there is always more to learn. Self-improvement is not a destination, but a continuous journey. It involves refining your character, expanding your knowledge, and developing your skills to better navigate life's challenges. One practical way to pursue self-improvement is through daily reflection, a practice highly valued by the Stoics. At the end of each day, ask yourself questions like, what did I do well today? Where could I have acted more virtuously? And how can I improve tomorrow? This process of honest self-examination helps to identify areas for growth and reinforces a commitment to betterment. It's not about self-criticism, but self-awareness, understanding where you stand and where you need to go. Another crucial aspect of self-improvement is cultivating resilience. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, but these are not obstacles to growth. They are opportunities. The Stoics believed that adversity is a teacher, providing the perfect conditions for developing inner strength and character. As Seneca wrote, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. When faced with hardships, instead of asking, why me? Ask, what can I learn from this? This shift in perspective transforms obstacles into stepping stones on the path to self-improvement. Self-improvement also involves the practice of virtue, which the Stoics considered the highest good. Virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are not just moral ideals, but practical tools for living a better life. By cultivating these virtues, you align yourself with what the Stoics called living according to nature, which means living in harmony with reason and purpose. For example, practicing temperance helps you avoid excess and maintain balance, while courage enables you to face challenges with confidence and determination. Another element of self-improvement is focusing on contribution, how your growth can benefit others. The Stoics believed that we are all interconnected and that personal development should contribute to the greater good. Improving yourself isn't just about personal gain. It's about becoming a better family member, friend, and citizen. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on how his actions affected the larger community, reminding himself that self-improvement is most meaningful when it serves a purpose beyond the self. Self-improvement requires patience and persistence. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and setbacks are inevitable. The Stoics encourage us to be compassionate with ourselves during this process. Progress may be slow, but consistency is key. Each small step builds momentum, and over time, these incremental changes create a profound transformation. Setting concrete goals, this is one of the most powerful ways to bring clarity, purpose, and direction to life. Without goals, we risk drifting aimlessly, reacting to whatever comes our way, instead of actively shaping our future. Goals give us a target to aim for and a roadmap to follow. They help us focus our efforts and energy, ensuring that we're working towards something meaningful rather than merely going through the motions of life. The Stoics emphasized the importance of living with purpose and intention. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the value of having a clear sense of direction, reminding himself to act according to his values and not be distracted by trivial pursuits. He believed that every day should be approached with deliberate action aimed at achieving a life of virtue and fulfillment. Setting concrete goals is a practical way to ensure that our actions align with our values and contribute to the kind of life we want to lead. A well-defined goal is not a vague wish or a fleeting desire. It is specific, measurable, and actionable. For example, saying, "I want to be healthier," is too broad and ambiguous to inspire real action. Instead, a concrete goal might be, "I will exercise for 30 minutes 5 days a week," or "I will eliminate sugary drinks from my diet for the next month." These specific goals provide a clear path forward, making it easier to take meaningful steps toward improvement. Concrete goals also provide motivation. When you have a clear objective, it becomes easier to push through challenges and stay focused. The Stoic principle of living in accordance with nature encourages us to set goals that align with our inner virtues and strengths. For instance, a Stoic might set goals related to practicing courage, wisdom, justice, or temperance. These virtues act as anchors, ensuring that our goals are not just about achieving external success, but also about fostering internal growth and character. To effectively set and achieve goals, it's important to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Big goals can feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination or discouragement. Instead, think of each goal as a journey made up of smaller milestones, transcribed by ESO. Translated by, for instance, if your goal is to write a book, focus first on outlining the chapters, then drafting one chapter at a time. This approach not only makes the process less daunting, but also allows you to celebrate progress along the way, reinforcing your commitment. The Stoics also remind us that while we can control our efforts, the outcome is often beyond our control. This doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for our goals, but rather that we should focus on the process, not just the result. Epictetus taught that we should do our best in all things, and then accept whatever outcome follows with equanimity. For example, if your goal is to get a promotion, you can control your preparation, your work ethic, and how you present yourself, but the final decision may depend on factors outside your influence. By focusing on what you can control, you maintain your inner peace regardless of the result. Another key aspect of setting concrete goals is tying them to a deeper purpose. Goals that are connected to your core values and long-term vision are far more motivating than superficial ones. For instance, if your goal is to save money, think about why it matters to you. Is it to provide security for your family, to gain the freedom to pursue a passion, to contribute to a meaningful cause? When your goals are anchored in purpose, they take on greater significance and become more compelling. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of reviewing and reflecting on our goals regularly. Are they still aligned with your values and priorities? Are you making progress, or do you need to adjust your approach? Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to evaluate his actions and ensure they were consistent with his principles. This practice of regular reflection helps us stay on course and make any necessary adjustments to keep moving forward. It's important to remember that setting concrete goals is not just about personal gain. The Stoics believed in contributing to the greater good and living in harmony with the community. When setting goals, consider how they impact not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. For example, a goal to improve your communication skills can enhance your relationships, while a goal to volunteer regularly can make a positive difference in your community. The essence of contribution. At the heart of a meaningful life lies the principle of contribution. The idea that we are not here simply to serve ourselves, but to add value to the lives of others and the world around us. This concept is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which teaches that humans are inherently social beings, connected by a shared humanity and a mutual responsibility to one another. To contribute is to live in harmony with nature, fulfilling our role within the larger human community. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, frequently reflected on the importance of acting for the common good. In his Meditations, Marcus wrote, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." This simple yet profound statement underscores the idea that our well-being is intrinsically tied to the well-being of others. When we focus on contribution, we align our actions with a natural order, living not just for personal gain, but for the collective good. Contribution doesn't have to involve grand gestures or monumental efforts. It can be as simple as lending a helping hand, offering encouragement, or sharing knowledge. Often, the smallest acts of kindness and support can create a ripple effect, positively impacting others in ways we might not even realize. In Stoicism, these actions are seen as expressions of virtue, particularly justice, which calls us to treat others fairly and work toward the betterment of society. When we focus on contribution, we shift our perspective from what can I get to what can I give. This shift not only enriches the lives of others, but also profoundly benefits us. Helping others fosters a sense of purpose, connection, and fulfillment that material possessions or personal achievements alone cannot provide. It is through contribution that we often find our deepest sense of satisfaction and meaning. The act of contributing also aligns with the Stoic virtue of courage. Sometimes offering help or standing up for what is right requires bravery, whether it's speaking out against injustice, supporting someone in need, or dedicating time to a cause. Contribution often asks us to step outside our comfort zones. This courageous engagement with the world strengthens our character and reinforces our commitment to living a virtuous life. In addition, contribution builds resilience. When we focus on helping others, it shifts our attention away from our own struggles and toward the needs of those around us. This outward focus not only provides perspective, but also strengthens our ability to endure challenges. The Stoics often emphasize the importance of perspective, recognizing that our individual challenges are part of a larger, interconnected human experience. By contributing to others, we remind ourselves that we are not alone and that we have the power to make a difference. Another key aspect of contribution is its role in creating lasting impact. Material possessions and personal accolades may fade, but the positive effects of our contributions often endure. When we invest in others, whether through mentorship, education, or acts of kindness, we create a legacy that transcends our own lifetimes. This idea resonates deeply with the Stoic focus on living in accordance with nature and leaving the world better than we found it. The Stoics also remind us that true contribution comes from a place of humility and authenticity. It's not about seeking recognition or accolades, but about genuinely wanting to make a positive impact. As Epictetus advised, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Contribution is not about grandstanding or self-promotion. It's about living out our principles in tangible, meaningful ways. Contribution fosters a sense of gratitude. When we help others, we often gain a deeper appreciation for the support and opportunities we've received in our own lives. This gratitude further motivates us to give back, creating a virtuous cycle of generosity and growth. Remember, life is not measured by what we gain, but by what we give. Each act of contribution, no matter how small, ripples outwards, touching lives in ways we may never see. By striving to live virtuously, to grow, and to give, we align with the deepest truths of Stoicism and create a life of meaning and impact. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal today. If this resonated with you, there's another video waiting for you that dives deeper into applying Stoic principles in everyday life. Click it now and continue your journey toward a life of purpose and wisdom. And as always, thank you for walking this path with us. Imagine someone who seems to always get their way. But when you look closer, you realize they've achieved this by making others feel guilty or responsible for their desires. For instance, they might say something like, "If you really cared about me, you'd do this," or "I guess I'll just figure it out on my own." It's not a direct demand, but it creates an emotional pressure that's hard to ignore. Stoicism offers a valuable perspective here. Epictetus reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. Recognizing this manipulation allows you to regain your sense of freedom and choose your actions deliberately rather than being driven by guilt. Another tactic manipulators use is playing the victim. They present themselves as helpless or wrong to evoke sympathy and get others to act on their behalf. For example, they might recount a one-sided story about a conflict, painting themselves as completely innocent while exaggerating the faults of others. This draws people in, making them feel obligated to take the manipulator's side. From a Stoic standpoint, it's important to resist the urge to react emotionally to these stories. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." They act as if they're the center of the universe, and everyone else is merely a supporting character in their story. You might notice this entitlement in how they approach relationships. For example, they expect you to drop everything for them, but when you need their help, they're suddenly too busy or unavailable. It's as if their needs always outweigh yours. If you don't comply, they might act offended or try to guilt you, as if you're the one being unreasonable. Stoicism reminds us that relationships should be built on mutual respect and fairness. Seneca said, "We are waves of the same sea, leaves of the same tree, flowers of the same garden." True connection comes from recognizing equality, not exploiting others for personal gain. In a professional setting, entitlement can be even more glaring. Imagine working with someone who constantly demands credit for work they didn't do or expect special treatment just because of their title or connections. They might complain about not getting promotions or rewards while ignoring the effort others put in. This behavior creates tension and resentment because it undermines the shared effort that drives success. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own contributions and not get caught up in comparisons. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Don't aspire to be on the best-dressed list. Aspire to be a person of virtue. Your worth is determined by your actions, not by the recognition others demand for themselves." Entitled people also tend to view rules and boundaries as obstacles rather than guidelines. For instance, they might cut in line, expect favors without reciprocation, or disregard policies that everyone else follows. To them, rules are for other people, not for someone as special as they believe themselves to be. This disregard for fairness can be infuriating, but Stoicism offers a way to handle it. Titus taught, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." While you can't control their sense of entitlement, you can choose how much power you let it have over your peace of mind. Their entitlement often comes with double standards. For example, they might demand forgiveness for their mistakes, but be unwilling to forgive others. Or they expect unwavering loyalty while offering none in return. This hypocrisy can leave you feeling frustrated and taken advantage of. Stoicism encourages us to rise above such behaviors by focusing on our own integrity. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Don't let their double standards pull you into the same cycle of selfishness and blame." Another hallmark of entitled people is their tendency to overreact when they don't get what they want. For example, imagine they ask for a favor that you can't fulfill. Instead of understanding your situation, they might lash out, sulk, or make you feel as though you've wronged them. It's as if the mere idea of being told no is unbearable for them. Stoic philosophy teaches us to maintain our composure in the face of such reactions. Seneca said anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Stay calm, set boundaries, and don't let their tantrums dictate your decisions. Entitled individuals also lack gratitude, which is perhaps the most telling sign of their mindset. Even when they receive help or benefits, they treat it as something they were owed rather than a gesture of kindness. For instance, you might go out of your way to support them, and instead of thanking you, they barely acknowledge your effort or even expect more from you. Stoicism places immense value on gratitude as a key to happiness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you do not have, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess." Practicing gratitude not only helps you appreciate life, but also shields you from the entitlement of others. Number 8. They help only when it benefits them. Some people only offer help when there's something in it for them. At first it can be hard to notice, but over time you start to see a pattern. They'll step in when there's a clear personal gain, but when you need support, they suddenly become too busy or unavailable. It's as if their acts of kindness are just transactions. They help because it enhances their image, benefits them directly, or puts them in a position of power. This kind of self-interest can feel like a betrayal, especially when you realize that your well-being is only valuable to them when it serves their own goals. For instance, you might lend a hand to someone in need, only to find that when you're the one going through a tough time, they're nowhere to be found. They might offer excuses or just ignore your requests for help. It becomes clear that their help was more about building a favor bank for themselves than about genuine kindness. Stoicism teaches us to act with integrity regardless of whether there's a benefit to us. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Let not your mind run on what you lack as much as on what you have." True help comes from a place of selflessness, not self-interest. This transactional approach to helping others can extend to more subtle ways of manipulating situations. They might offer advice that seems helpful, but it's always with the caveat that you owe them something in return. For example, they might help you with a small task at work, but later expect you to cover for them or do something in exchange. Stoics value assistance that comes without strings attached. As Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Their help is an attempt to control the situation, but your power lies in choosing not to engage in that exchange. It's easy to get frustrated or even angry when you realize you're dealing with someone who only helps when it benefits them. But Stoicism encourages us to maintain our inner peace, no matter how selfish others might be. Instead of harboring resentment, focus on cultivating a generous spirit yourself without the need for anything in return. Seneca wrote, "No man can live happily who has regard to himself alone and transforms everything into a question of his own utility." Helping others is an opportunity to practice virtue, not a transaction to get something in return. Their behavior often creates a sense of imbalance in relationships. You may feel like you're constantly giving while they take, without ever offering anything that doesn't benefit them. For example, they might enjoy the perks of being your friend, but when it's time to offer support, they disappear. This imbalance can drain you emotionally, especially if you're someone who values mutual respect and reciprocity. In these situations, the Stoic approach would be to focus on what you can control, your own actions and responses, while accepting that some people may never offer the same level of kindness. Over time, this kind of behavior can lead you to re-evaluate your relationships. If you're always the one giving and they're only helping when there's something in it for them, it's important to recognize the dynamic and protect your energy. Stoicism teaches us to protect our peace and not allow others to dictate the terms of our relationships. As Marcus Aurelius put it, when you have the opportunity to benefit another person, do so with sincerity and without expecting anything in return. True generosity comes from a place of inner strength, not out of a desire for reciprocity. Number 9, they have many enemies. People who have a trail of enemies in their wake often show us the consequences of their actions, even if they don't realize it. These individuals may present themselves as charming and friendly on the surface, but underneath, they leave a path of damaged relationships, unspoken resentments, and unresolved conflicts. They may go on about how others have wronged them, or how they had to cut people off due to misunderstandings. But the truth is, when you consistently have problems with so many different people, the common denominator is usually you. These individuals often live in a world of blame. They accuse others of betrayal, but they never stop to ask why things keep falling apart around them. A friend of mine had someone in their life who was always pointing fingers at others for not understanding or supporting them. But when you looked closely, it was their own actions that were at the root of most conflicts. This person's inability to accept responsibility for their own part in things was a constant source of tension. Stoicism teaches us to take full responsibility for our actions, no matter how difficult it may be. As Epictetus said, we are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us. The moment we shift the focus to our own behavior, we regain control and clarity. People who have many enemies also tend to speak poorly about those they've fallen out with. Instead of reflecting on the situation, they trash talk former friends, colleagues, or acquaintances. For example, you might hear someone constantly recounting how they've been wronged by every person they've ever worked with, or how no one ever understands them. This constant narrative of being the victim reflects a refusal to see things from other perspectives, and it often comes at the expense of their own growth. Stoicism reminds us to remain calm and composed in these situations. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Instead of engaging in their petty squabbles, take the higher road by practicing empathy and understanding, even if you don't agree with the person's behavior. One of the hardest things to do is to watch someone behave in a way that causes constant conflict, and then act surprised when they're isolated or surrounded by enemies. Their tendency to burn bridges can eventually lead to loneliness, and they may try to convince themselves that it's everyone else's fault. But in truth, their lack of self-reflection and their refusal to take responsibility for their actions are what perpetuate the cycle. In Stoicism, we are taught to focus on what is in our control, particularly our own actions. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." It's easy to get caught up in someone else's narrative, but it's important to stay grounded in your own truth and not get lost in the drama they create. These individuals often fail to learn from their mistakes. They repeat the same patterns, burning bridges, speaking ill of others, and distancing themselves from anyone who challenges their behavior. And because they don't learn from past conflicts, they're doomed to repeat them. A family member of mine went through cycles of friend groups, only to end up alone time and time again. Every time they'd start a new relationship, whether professional or personal, the cycle would repeat. They'd create tension, become defensive, and then cut ties, convinced that everyone else was to blame. Stoicism teaches us that growth comes from self-examination, not from avoiding uncomfortable truths. As Epictetus said, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. By confronting our own mistakes, we can break free from cycles of conflict and start building healthier, more constructive relationships. Number 10. They thrive on hate. There are some people who seem to live in a constant state of anger and resentment. It's as if hatred fuels them, and without it, they wouldn't know who they are. These individuals often thrive in environments where negativity is rampant. They focus on flaws, criticize others endlessly, and can't seem to find anything good to say about anyone. Their minds are consumed by the faults and wrongs of others, and they take pride in pointing out imperfections wherever they see them. Have you ever felt your blood boil, ready to explode? Or found yourself lashing out at loved ones, only to regret it moments later? Anger is a powerful emotion. It can seize control of your mind and wreak havoc on your life. But what if understanding how anger works could change your life forever? In this video, we'll uncover the hidden ways anger can destroy your happiness, your health, and your future. But more importantly, we'll show you how to reclaim your power and transform your life. Stay with us until the end, and you'll discover the keys to mastering your emotions and unlocking a new path to a better, more peaceful life. Your transformation begins now. Let's dive in. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff. The wind howling around you. The ground beneath your feet feels unstable, and every step you take is uncertain. This is what it's like to live with unchecked anger. One moment you are calm. The next you're teetering on the brink of an emotional outburst. The first hidden way anger can destroy your life is by sabotaging your relationships. Think about the people closest to you, your family, friends, and colleagues. These relationships are built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. But anger is like a corrosive acid that eats away at these foundations. When anger takes control, you might find yourself saying things you don't mean. Hurtful words can cut deeper than any physical wound. A single outburst can leave lasting scars on those you care about. Imagine yelling at your partner during a heated argument. You might say things that are cruel and untrue, things that you can't take back. The look of hurt in their eyes is a reflection of the damage you've done. Trust is shattered, and rebuilding it can be a long and painful process. It's not just the big explosions of anger that are harmful. It's the simmering resentment, the passive-aggressive comments, and the cold silences that can erode a relationship over time. Every time you snap at a friend or ignore a loved one because of your anger, you're chipping away at the bond you share. These small acts accumulate, creating a wall of bitterness and resentment between you and the people you care about. Anger doesn't just affect your relationships with others, it also impacts how you see yourself. When you're constantly angry, it becomes a part of your identity. You start to see yourself as an angry person, and this self-perception can be incredibly damaging. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You expect to be angry, and so you find more and more reasons to be angry. This negative cycle traps you in a constant state of frustration and hostility. Living in a state of perpetual anger affects your mental health. It increases stress levels, which can lead to anxiety and depression. The constant tension in your body and mind makes it difficult to relax and enjoy life. You become consumed by negative thoughts, and it's hard to see the good in anything. This negativity spills over into all areas of your life, affecting your work, hobbies, and overall well-being. Physical health also suffers. Chronic anger triggers the body's fight or flight response, releasing stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones prepare your body for immediate action, but when they're constantly activated, they can cause serious health problems. High blood pressure, heart disease, and weakened immune function are just a few of the potential consequences. Your body is not designed to handle this constant state of emergency, and over time it takes a toll. Consider the impact on your professional life. Anger can make it difficult to work with others, leading to conflicts with colleagues and supervisors. It can create a hostile work environment where cooperation and collaboration are replaced by tension and confrontation. This not only affects your job performance, but also your career prospects. Employers are less likely to promote someone who is seen as difficult to work with. Your professional reputation can be damaged, limiting your opportunities for growth and advancement. Anger also clouds your judgment. When you're angry, it's hard to think clearly and make rational decisions. You might act impulsively, saying or doing things you later regret. These impulsive actions can have serious consequences, both personally and professionally. Making decisions in the heat of the moment often leads to mistakes and poor outcomes. You might quit a job in a fit of anger, end a relationship abruptly, or make a rash financial decision. The fallout from these decisions can be long-lasting and difficult to reverse. Imagine missing out on important opportunities because of your anger. You might avoid social events, withdraw from relationships, or decline professional opportunities because you're afraid of losing your temper. This isolation can lead to loneliness and a sense of disconnection from the world around you. Anger becomes a barrier that prevents you from experiencing life to the fullest. It limits your potential and keeps you stuck in a cycle of negativity and regret. To break free from the grip of anger, it's essential to understand its root causes. Anger often masks deeper emotions like fear, sadness, and insecurity. By addressing these underlying issues, you can begin to manage your anger more effectively. This might involve seeking therapy, practicing mindfulness, or learning new coping strategies. It's a journey that requires patience and self-compassion, but the rewards are worth it. Imagine a life where you can respond to challenges with calmness and clarity, where your relationships are built on trust and respect, and your decisions are guided by wisdom and insight. This is the life that awaits you when you choose to confront and manage your anger. It's a life of peace, fulfillment, and connection. The first step is recognizing the destructive power of anger and committing to change. As you start to understand the devastating impact of anger on your relationships and professional life, it's essential to recognize how anger can also cloud your judgment and distort your perception of reality. Anger creates a distorted lens through which you view the world. When you're angry, everything seems more significant and more threatening than it actually is. This skewed perspective can lead to misunderstandings and misinterpretations of events and people's intentions. You might perceive a harmless comment as a personal attack or a minor inconvenience as a major setback. This distortion fuels a cycle of anger and resentment, making it difficult to see things clearly and rationally. One of the most insidious effects of anger is how it can warp your sense of reality. Anger can make you see enemies where there are none, turning neutral or even friendly interactions into battles. You start to believe that everyone is against you, that the world is an unfriendly place. This paranoia isolates you further, feeding your anger and creating a self-perpetuating cycle of hostility and mistrust. This distorted perception doesn't just affect how you see others, it also impacts how you see yourself. Anger can make you overly critical and harsh towards yourself. You might blame yourself for things that aren't your fault or hold yourself to impossible standards. This self-criticism erodes your self-esteem and confidence, making it even harder to break free from the grip of anger. Anger can also lead to catastrophic thinking, where you always expect the worst-case scenario. This kind of thinking is exhausting and debilitating. It drains your energy and makes it difficult to enjoy life. Instead of focusing on the positive aspects of your life, you're constantly on edge, waiting for something bad to happen. This constant state of vigilance takes a toll on your mental and physical health, leaving you feeling drained and defeated. Another way anger distorts your reality is by creating a sense of entitlement. When you're angry, you might feel that you're justified in your anger and that others need to accommodate you. This sense of entitlement can lead to unrealistic expectations and demands, which only serve to further alienate you from others. When people don't meet your expectations, your anger grows, creating a vicious cycle of disappointment and frustration. In the heat of anger, you might find yourself acting out in ways that you later regret. This impulsivity can have serious consequences. You might say or do things that hurt others, damage your reputation, or create legal problems. Acting out of anger can lead to rash decisions that have long-term repercussions. Once the anger subsides, you're left to deal with the fallout, which can be both emotionally and financially costly. Consider how anger can impact your decision-making abilities. When you're angry, it's hard to think clearly and rationally. Your judgment is clouded, and you might make decisions that you wouldn't normally make if you were calm. These decisions can have serious consequences for your personal and professional life. You might quit a job in a fit of rage, end a relationship abruptly, or make a hasty financial decision. These impulsive actions can create a ripple effect, impacting your future in ways you might not have anticipated. Anger can also hinder your ability to solve problems effectively. When you're angry, your focus is on the problem rather than the solution. You become fixated on what went wrong rather than looking for ways to make it right. This tunnel vision makes it difficult to see alternative solutions and to think creatively. It can also make it hard to collaborate with others, as you're more likely to see them as adversaries rather than allies. The constant state of anger can also make it difficult to experience joy and happiness. When you're always angry, it's hard to appreciate the good things in life. You might find it difficult to enjoy time with loved ones, to relax and have fun, or to take pleasure in your hobbies and interests. This lack of joy and fulfillment can lead to a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction, making it even harder to break free from the grip of anger. Imagine a life where you're able to see things clearly and rationally, where you're able to respond to challenges with calmness and composure, and where you're able to experience joy and happiness. This is the life that awaits you when you choose to confront and manage your anger. It's a life of clarity, fulfillment, and peace. The first step is recognizing how anger distorts your perception and committing to change. Recognizing these distortions is crucial. The path to a better life starts with understanding how anger manipulates your thoughts and reactions. By gaining awareness, you can begin to challenge these distorted thoughts and replace them with more balanced and rational perspectives. As you work to shift your perception, consider techniques such as mindfulness and cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Mindfulness helps you stay present, reducing the grip of anger-fueled distortions. CBT, on the other hand, teaches you to identify and reframe negative thoughts, helping you see situations more clearly and respond more appropriately. Imagine approaching a stressful situation with a calm mind, seeing the reality of the situation without the haze of anger. Picture yourself resolving conflicts with a clear head, finding solutions instead of escalating the problem. This clarity can transform your interactions, decisions, and overall quality of life. Embracing this clarity also involves letting go of grudges and resentments. Holding on to past wrongs only keeps you anchored in anger. Forgiveness, both of others and yourself, is a powerful tool in breaking free from this cycle. It doesn't mean forgetting or excusing harmful behavior, but rather releasing the hold it has on your emotions. By focusing on personal growth and emotional regulation, you can gradually shift away from anger and towards a more balanced and fulfilling life. It's not an easy journey, but with commitment and effort, it's possible. The rewards are immense. Improved relationships, better decision-making, and a deeper sense of inner peace. As you continue this journey, remember that change is a process. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories along the way. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to a life free from the destructive power of anger. Embrace this transformation and look forward to the positive changes it will bring. As you begin to see through the distorted lens of anger and embrace clarity, it's important to recognize another profound impact anger can have. It diminishes your ability to connect with others on a deep and meaningful level. Anger acts as an emotional barrier, creating distance between you and the people around you. You're less likely to be empathetic and understanding. Instead, you're focused on your own frustrations and grief, which can make it hard to see things from another person's perspective. This lack of empathy can prevent you from forming strong, healthy relationships. Consider how anger affects your ability to listen. When you're angry, your mind is preoccupied with your own thoughts and feelings. You're less likely to truly hear what the other person is saying and more likely to interrupt or dismiss their concerns. This breakdown in communication can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, further straining your relationships. Anger can also lead to a lack of patience. When you're constantly on edge, it's hard to be patient with others. You might find yourself snapping at people for minor annoyances or becoming irritated over small inconveniences. This impatience can push people away, making them feel like they can't approach you or rely on you for support. Another way anger disrupts connection is through its impact on your body language. Anger often manifests physically with tense muscles, clenched fists, and a furrowed brow. These physical signs of anger can be intimidating and off-putting to others. People might avoid interacting with you because they sense your hostility, further isolating you and preventing meaningful connections. Consider the role of trust in relationships. Trust is built on consistent, positive interactions and a sense of safety. When you're angry, your behavior can become unpredictable and volatile, eroding the trust others have in you. They may start to walk on eggshells around you, unsure of how you'll react. This lack of trust can create a toxic environment where open, honest communication is replaced by fear and avoidance. Anger also hinders your ability to forgive and move on from past hurts. Holding on to anger and resentment keeps you stuck in a cycle of bitterness and negativity. It prevents you from healing and growing both as an individual and in your relationships. PSSST forgiveness is a crucial part of building and maintaining strong connections, but anger makes it difficult to let go and move forward. Think about how anger can affect your parenting or your relationships with children. Children are particularly sensitive to anger, and they often mimic the behaviors they see in adults. If you're constantly angry, your children might learn to respond to situations with anger as well. This can create a cycle of anger that passes from one generation to the next, impacting family dynamics and the emotional well-being of your children. Anger also impacts your ability to be present with others. When you're consumed by anger, your mind is often dwelling on past grievances or anticipating future conflicts. This makes it difficult to be fully present in the moment, whether you're spending time with loved ones, working on a project, or enjoying a hobby. Being present is essential for building strong connections and experiencing the joys of life, but anger keeps you trapped in a state of perpetual distraction. As you work to dismantle the barriers that anger creates, it's important to develop skills that foster connection and understanding. Active listening, empathy, and patience are key components of healthy relationships. Practicing mindfulness can help you stay present and aware of your emotions, allowing you to respond more thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Building stronger connections also involves being vulnerable and open with others. This means sharing your feelings and experiences honestly rather than hiding behind a facade of anger. Vulnerability can be scary, but it's essential for forming deep, meaningful relationships. When you're able to let down your guard and show your true self, you invite others to do the same, creating a space for genuine connection and mutual support. Consider the power of positive interactions. Small acts of kindness, words of appreciation, and gestures of support can go a long way in strengthening your relationships. These positive interactions build a foundation of goodwill and trust, making it easier to navigate conflicts and challenges when they arise. By focusing on creating positive experiences, you can counteract the negative impact of anger and build stronger, more resilient connections. As you continue this journey towards managing your anger, remember that it's not about suppressing your emotions, but about understanding and channeling them in healthy ways. Anger is a natural human emotion, but it doesn't have to control your life. By developing emotional intelligence and fostering positive connections, you can transform your relationships and create a more fulfilling, connected life. Imagine a life where you're able to connect with others deeply and authentically, where your relationships are built on trust, empathy, and mutual understanding. This is the life that awaits you when you choose to confront and manage your anger. It's a life of connection, joy, and fulfillment. The next step is to continue building these skills and nurturing the relationships that matter most to you. As you nurture these deep and meaningful connections, it becomes clear that anger not only isolates you from others, but also turns you against yourself. One of the most overlooked ways anger can destroy your life is by eroding your self-respect and self-worth. When you're constantly battling anger, you may find yourself engaging in self-destructive behaviors. Anger often drives people to make impulsive decisions that they later regret. These decisions can range from minor acts of sabotage, like skipping important tasks or procrastinating, to major life-altering mistakes, such as substance abuse or reckless spending. These behaviors provide temporary relief from anger, but ultimately lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and diminished self-worth. Consider how anger affects your self-talk. When you're angry, your inner dialogue tends to be harsh and critical. You might berate yourself for feeling angry, criticize your reactions, or dwell on your perceived failures. This negative self-talk reinforces a cycle of self-loathing and decreases your self-esteem. It's a vicious cycle. The more you criticize yourself, the angrier you become, and the angrier you become, the more you criticize yourself. Anger can also lead you to reject constructive feedback. When you're angry, it's hard to accept criticism, even if it's meant to help you grow. You might become defensive, dismissing others' perspectives and refusing to acknowledge areas where you need improvement. This resistance to feedback stunts your personal growth and keeps you stuck in a state of stagnation. It prevents you from learning and evolving, both personally and professionally. Another way anger undermines your self-respect is by damaging your integrity. When you're consumed by anger, you might find yourself compromising your values and acting in ways that go against your principles. You might lie to avoid conflict, manipulate situations to get your way, or treat others with disrespect. Each time you act against your values, you lose a bit of your integrity, and this loss eats away at your self-respect. Anger can also make it difficult to set and maintain healthy boundaries. When you're angry, you might either overreact, setting overly rigid boundaries to keep others at a distance, or underreact, allowing others to overstep your boundaries to avoid conflict. Both extremes are damaging. Overly rigid boundaries isolate you from others and prevent meaningful connections, while weak boundaries lead to feelings of resentment and being taken advantage of. Healthy boundaries are essential for maintaining self-respect and protecting your well-being. The physical manifestations of anger can also contribute to a negative self-image. Chronic anger can lead to health problems such as weight gain, high blood pressure, and chronic pain. These physical issues can make you feel less confident and more self-conscious, further eroding your self-worth. The stress and exhaustion that come with being constantly angry can leave you feeling drained and less capable of handling life's challenges, which can diminish your sense of competence and self-efficacy. As you work to manage your anger, it's crucial to focus on rebuilding your self-respect and self-worth. Start by practicing self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel angry, but also recognize that you have the power to choose how you respond to that anger. Self-compassion helps break the cycle of negative self-talk and fosters a more positive self-image. Building self-respect also involves taking responsibility for your actions. Own up to your mistakes and make amends when necessary. This doesn't mean beating yourself up over past actions, but rather learning from them and committing to making better choices in the future. Taking responsibility shows that you respect yourself enough to hold yourself accountable and strive for personal growth. Developing emotional intelligence is another key step. By understanding your emotions and how they influence your behavior, you can start to manage them more effectively. This involves recognizing your anger triggers, identifying the underlying causes of your anger, and developing healthy coping strategies. Emotional intelligence empowers you to respond to situations thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, which in turn boosts your self-respect. Consider engaging in activities that reinforce your values and boost your self-esteem. Pursue hobbies and interests that bring you joy and a sense of accomplishment. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift and encourage you. Engage in practices like meditation, journaling, or therapy to gain insight into your emotions. And develop healthier ways of coping with anger. Rebuilding your self-worth also involves setting realistic goals and celebrating your progress. Acknowledge the small victories and the steps you take towards managing your anger and improving your life. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your strength and determination. Imagine a life where you respect and value yourself, where your actions align with your principles, and where you can handle life's challenges with grace and resilience. This is the life that awaits you when you choose to confront and manage your anger. It's a life of self-respect, inner peace, and personal fulfillment. The next step is to continue nurturing these qualities and embracing the journey towards a healthier, more peaceful world, more balanced life. As you continue to rebuild your self-respect and self-worth, it's vital to recognize how unchecked anger can severely limit your potential for personal and professional growth. Anger can act as a formidable barrier, stifling your ambitions and preventing you from reaching your full potential. One of the most profound ways anger limits growth is by reducing your willingness to take risks. When you're frequently angry, your mind is occupied with negative thoughts and fears, making it difficult to step out of your comfort zone. Risk-taking is essential for growth, whether it's pursuing a new career opportunity, starting a new project, or building new relationships. Anger-induced fear of failure or rejection can hold you back from these opportunities, leaving you stuck in a cycle of stagnation. Anger can also impede your ability to learn from experiences. Growth requires a willingness to reflect on your actions, accept constructive feedback, and adapt your behavior. When you're angry, your mind is closed off to these opportunities for learning and improvement. Instead of viewing mistakes as learning opportunities, you might see them as personal failures, leading to feelings of frustration and further anger. This defensive mindset can prevent you from gaining the insights and skills needed for personal and professional development. Another way anger limits your growth is by consuming your mental and emotional energy. Anger is an exhausting emotion. It takes up space in your mind and drains your energy, leaving you with less capacity to focus on your goals and aspirations. The mental and emotional toll of anger can make it difficult to maintain the motivation and drive needed to pursue long-term objectives. You might find yourself procrastinating, avoiding challenges, or giving up on your goals altogether because you simply don't have the energy to persevere. Consider the impact of anger on your creativity and problem-solving abilities. Creativity thrives in an open and relaxed mind where new ideas can flow freely. When you're angry, your mind is closed and rigid, making it difficult to think creatively or come up with innovative solutions. This stifles your ability to solve problems effectively and hampers your potential for creative growth. Whether you're an artist, entrepreneur, or professional in any field, anger can severely limit your creative potential. Anger can also damage your professional reputation. Consistent anger outbursts can make you appear unprofessional and difficult to work with. This can lead to strained relationships with colleagues, supervisors, and clients, ultimately affecting your career progression. Employers and colleagues are less likely to trust and support someone who is perceived as volatile and unpredictable. This lack of trust and support can limit your opportunities for advancement and professional growth. Moreover, anger can isolate you from networks and communities that are crucial for growth. Building a strong professional network requires positive interactions, mutual support, and collaboration. Anger can make it difficult to build and maintain these relationships, isolating you from valuable connections and opportunities. Being part of a supportive community can provide you with resources, mentorship, and encouragement, all of which are essential for personal and professional development. Anger-driven isolation deprives you of these benefits. Anger can also erode your resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Growth often involves facing challenges and overcoming obstacles. When you're consumed by anger, it's harder to maintain a positive outlook and keep going when things get tough. Anger can make setbacks feel insurmountable, leading to feelings of hopelessness and defeat. This lack of resilience can prevent you from pushing through difficulties and achieving your goals. To overcome the growth-limiting effects of anger, it's important to develop a mindset focused on growth and positivity. Start by cultivating self-awareness. Pay attention to your anger triggers and how you respond to them. Understanding these patterns can help you develop healthier ways to cope with anger and prevent it from taking over your life. Practice mindfulness and stress reduction techniques to manage your anger and maintain emotional balance. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, and yoga can help calm your mind and reduce the intensity of your anger. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you can create a more peaceful and focused mindset, better equipped to handle challenges and pursue growth. Set clear, achievable goals and break them down into manageable steps. This approach can help you stay focused and motivated even when faced with setbacks. Celebrate your progress and achievements along the way, no matter how small. Recognizing your accomplishments can boost your confidence and keep you motivated to continue growing. Seek out positive influences and supportive communities. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth and provide constructive feedback. Engage in activities and groups that align with your interests and goals. These connections can provide valuable support, resources, and inspiration to help you stay on track and overcome challenges. Invest in your personal and professional development. Take courses, attend workshops, and seek out learning opportunities that align with your goals. Continual learning and skill development can help you stay adaptable and open to new opportunities. By committing to lifelong learning, you can ensure that you're always growing and evolving regardless of the challenges you face. Imagine a life where you're free from the constraints of anger, where you can pursue your goals with clarity, creativity, and resilience. A life where you can take risks, learn from experiences, and build strong, supportive relationships. This is the life that awaits you when you choose to confront and manage your anger. It's a life of growth, fulfillment, and limitless potential. As you embrace the journey of growth and unlock your true potential, it becomes essential to understand another detrimental effect of anger: its impact on your physical health. Anger doesn't just affect your mind and relationships. It also takes a severe toll on your body, leading to a range of health issues that can compromise your overall well-being. Chronic anger triggers a continuous fight or flight response in your body, flooding it with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. While these hormones are beneficial in short bursts, preparing your body to handle immediate threats, their prolonged presence can wreak havoc on your health. This constant state of heightened arousal strains your cardiovascular system, increasing your risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. Imagine your heart racing and your blood vessels constricting regularly. It's like running a marathon without ever reaching the finish line. Over time, this relentless strain can lead to serious, life-threatening conditions. Furthermore, anger affects your immune system. The stress hormones released during angry outbursts suppress your immune response, making you more susceptible to infections and illnesses. When your body is constantly on high alert, it diverts energy away from essential functions like immune defense, leaving you vulnerable to viruses and diseases. Bacteria and other pathogens, frequent colds, infections, and slower recovery times become more common as your body struggles to maintain its defenses while dealing with the ongoing stress of anger. Digestive issues are another common consequence of chronic anger. The fight or flight response redirects blood flow away from your digestive system, impairing digestion and nutrient absorption. This can lead to various gastrointestinal problems, such as acid reflux, ulcers, and irritable bowel syndrome (IBS). These conditions not only cause discomfort, but also affect your overall health and quality of life. Imagine the constant discomfort of heartburn or the unpredictable pain of IBS, all exacerbated by unchecked anger. Anger can also contribute to unhealthy lifestyle choices that further damage your health. When you're angry, you might turn to substances like alcohol, tobacco, or drugs to cope with your emotions. These substances can provide temporary relief, but they come with long-term health risks, including addiction, liver disease, respiratory problems, and an increased risk of cancer. Additionally, anger can lead to poor eating habits, such as binge eating or neglecting nutrition, which can result in weight gain, diabetes, and other metabolic disorders. Sleep disturbances are another significant issue linked to anger. The stress and tension caused by anger can make it difficult to fall asleep and stay asleep, leading to chronic sleep deprivation. Lack of sleep affects every aspect of your health, from cognitive function and mood regulation to immune response and cardiovascular health. Imagine trying to navigate your day with a foggy mind, low energy, and an irritable disposition. This is the reality for those struggling with sleep problems due to anger. Musculoskeletal issues can also arise from chronic anger. When you're angry, your muscles tense up, often without you realizing it. This prolonged muscle tension can lead to headaches, migraines, back pain, and other musculoskeletal problems. The discomfort and pain can further contribute to feelings of frustration and anger, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. Consider the impact on your overall longevity. Studies have shown that chronic anger and stress can shorten your lifespan by several years. The constant strain on your body accelerates the aging process and increases your risk of developing life-threatening conditions. Imagine missing out on years of life and the experiences that come with them, all because of unmanaged anger. To mitigate the physical toll of anger, it's crucial to adopt healthy stress management techniques. Regular physical activity, such as walking, jogging, or yoga, can help reduce stress and release built-up tension. Exercise not only improves your physical health, but also boosts your mood by releasing endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. Practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and meditation can also help calm your mind and body. These practices reduce the physiological arousal associated with anger, helping you maintain a state of calm and balance. By incorporating these techniques into your daily routine, you can manage your anger more effectively and protect your health. Maintaining a healthy diet is another important aspect. Eating a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can support your overall health and help your body cope with stress. Avoiding excessive caffeine, sugar, and processed foods can also prevent spikes in blood sugar and energy levels that can exacerbate feelings of irritability and anger. Getting adequate sleep is essential for managing anger and maintaining overall health. Establish a regular sleep routine, create a relaxing bedtime environment, and avoid stimulating activities before bed. Quality sleep allows your body to repair and rejuvenate, helping you face each day with a clearer mind and a calmer disposition. Seeking professional help, such as therapy or counseling, can provide you with tools and strategies to manage your anger more effectively. A mental health professional can help you explore the underlying causes of your anger and develop coping mechanisms tailored to your needs. By addressing the root of your anger, you can reduce its impact on your physical health and overall well-being. Imagine a life where your body feels strong, healthy, and resilient. A life where you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day, free from the physical ailments that once held you back. This is the life that awaits you when you choose to manage your anger and prioritize your health. It's a life of vitality, longevity, and well-being. The next step is to embrace these changes and commit to a healthier, anger-free life. As you prioritize your health and embrace a life free from the physical constraints of anger, it's crucial to understand another aspect of anger's destructive power, its ability to stifle your ability to experience joy and contentment. Anger can overshadow the positive aspects of life, making it difficult to appreciate the beauty and happiness around you. When you're constantly angry, it becomes challenging to find joy in the little things. The daily pleasures and small moments that can bring happiness are often overshadowed by the dark cloud of anger. Whether it's enjoying a beautiful sunset, savoring a delicious meal, or sharing a laugh with a friend, these moments are tainted by lingering frustration and resentment. Anger narrows your focus to what's wrong, making it difficult to see and appreciate what's right. This inability to experience joy can lead to a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. When your mind is preoccupied with anger, you miss out on the positive experiences that can uplift your spirits and provide a sense of fulfillment. This constant focus on negativity can create a cycle of unhappiness, where anger breeds dissatisfaction and dissatisfaction fuels more anger. Breaking free from this cycle requires a conscious effort to shift your focus and cultivate a more positive outlook. Consider how anger affects your ability to be present. When you're angry, your mind is often consumed by past grievances or future worries. This preoccupation makes it difficult to live in the moment and fully engage with your surroundings. Being present is essential for experiencing joy and contentment. It's about immersing yourself in the here and now, appreciating the present moment without the burden of past hurts or future anxieties. By letting go of anger, you can learn to be more present and open to the joys of life. Anger also impacts your ability to build and maintain positive relationships. Healthy, fulfilling relationships are a significant source of joy and contentment. However, anger can create barriers to these connections, making it difficult to build trust, communicate effectively, and share positive experiences with others. By managing your anger, you can nurture your relationships and create a supportive network of friends and loved ones who bring joy and positivity into your life. Another way anger stifles joy is by limiting your ability to engage in activities that bring you happiness. When you're angry, it's hard to find the motivation to pursue hobbies, interests, or activities that you enjoy. You might feel too drained or preoccupied to engage in these pursuits, which further diminishes your sense of joy and fulfillment. Rediscovering your passions and making time for the things you love can help counteract the negative effects of anger and bring more happiness into your life. Anger can also lead to a sense of isolation, which can diminish your ability to experience joy. When you're angry, you might withdraw from social interactions or avoid spending time with others. This isolation can make you feel lonely and disconnected, further exacerbating feelings of anger and unhappiness. Reconnecting with others and building a strong social support system can provide a sense of belonging and help you experience more joy in your life. Consider the impact of gratitude on your ability to experience joy. Practicing gratitude involves focusing on the positive aspects of your life and appreciating the good things you have. When you're angry, it's easy to overlook these positives and dwell on the negatives. However, by cultivating a habit of gratitude, you can shift your focus away from anger and towards the things that bring you happiness. Keeping a gratitude journal where you regularly write down things you're thankful for can be a powerful tool in this process. Learning to forgive is another essential step in reclaiming your ability to experience joy. Holding on to anger and resentment towards others or yourself can weigh heavily on your heart and mind. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior, but rather releasing the hold that anger has on you. By forgiving, you free yourself from the burden of anger and open up space for more positive emotions like joy, peace, and contentment. Mindfulness practices can also help you reconnect with joy. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment with curiosity and non-judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more aware of the positive experiences in your life and develop a greater appreciation for them. This awareness can help you break free from the grip of anger and cultivate a more joyful and contented mindset. Imagine a life where you wake up each day with a sense of peace and contentment, a life where you're able to find joy in the little things. Appreciate the beauty around you and nurture positive relationships. This is the life that awaits you when you choose to let go of anger and embrace a more joyful and fulfilling existence. It's a life where happiness and contentment are not just fleeting moments, but a consistent and enduring state of being. The next step is to actively cultivate joy and gratitude, allowing these positive emotions to replace the anger that once dominated your life. As you cultivate joy and gratitude, allowing these positive emotions to take root, it's important to recognize another crucial aspect of anger's impact: its ability to cloud your judgment and lead you into making decisions you later regret. Anger can significantly impair your ability to think clearly and rationally, resulting in choices that can have long-term negative consequences. When anger takes over, it hijacks your thought processes. The intense emotion can trigger impulsive reactions and snap judgments, bypassing your usual rational thinking. This immediate reaction might feel justified in the heat of the moment, but often these decisions are short-sighted and driven by the intense urge to alleviate the anger. This can result in actions and words that you later wish you could take back. Imagine a situation at work where a colleague makes a mistake that affects a project you're leading. If you're consumed by anger, you might lash out, criticize harshly, or make hasty decisions without considering the broader context. This impulsive response not only damages your professional relationships, but also undermines the collaborative spirit needed to resolve the issue effectively. Such actions can create a hostile work environment and potentially jeopardize your career progression. Anger can also lead to risky behaviors and decisions that put your safety and well-being at risk. In the grip of anger, you might find yourself engaging in reckless driving, excessive drinking, or other dangerous activities as a way to vent your frustration. These actions not only endanger your life, but also the lives of others. The regret and potential consequences of such behavior can be life-altering, from legal troubles to serious injuries. The effects of anger on decision-making extend to your personal relationships as well. When you're angry, you might say things you don't mean or make decisions that strain or end relationships. For instance, in a heated argument with a partner, you might threaten to leave or bring up past grievances in a hurtful way. These actions can create deep emotional wounds that are difficult to heal, leading to long-term damage to the relationship. Another way anger affects your judgment is by fostering a rigid and inflexible mindset. When you're angry, you become fixated on your perspective and less open to considering alternative viewpoints. This rigidity can prevent you from seeing the bigger picture and making balanced decisions. It can also hinder your ability to negotiate, compromise, and find mutually beneficial solutions in conflicts. Anger can also cloud your judgment in financial matters. Impulsive purchases, retaliatory spending, or neglecting financial responsibilities out of spite can lead to significant financial stress. For example, you might make a large purchase to treat yourself after a frustrating day, only to regret the decision when you face the financial consequences later. These impulsive financial decisions can lead to debt, financial instability, and long-term stress. To regain control over your decision-making, it's essential to develop strategies to manage your anger effectively. One powerful technique is to practice pausing before reacting. When you feel anger rising, take a moment to breathe deeply and calm your mind. This pause allows you to assess the situation more rationally and choose a response that aligns with your long-term values and goals. Developing emotional regulation skills can also help. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and cognitive behavioral strategies can assist you in recognizing and managing your anger triggers. By becoming more aware of your emotional responses, you can intervene early and prevent anger from escalating to a point where it impairs your judgment. Reflecting on past decisions made in anger can also provide valuable insights. Consider the outcomes of those decisions and how you might handle similar situations differently in the future. This reflection helps you learn from your experiences and reinforces the importance of maintaining emotional balance when making decisions. Seeking support from others can be beneficial as well. Talking to a trusted friend, family member, or therapist can provide a different perspective and help you process your emotions. They can offer advice and support, helping you see the situation more clearly and make more informed decisions. Imagine a life where your decisions are guided by clarity, wisdom, and foresight, rather than impulsive reactions. A life where you can navigate challenges with a calm mind, weigh your options carefully, and choose actions that lead to positive outcomes. This is the life that awaits you when you manage your anger and reclaim your ability to make sound decisions. It's a life where you can build stronger relationships, achieve your goals, and create a future you're proud of. The next step is to embrace these strategies and commit to a path of thoughtful, deliberate decision-making. As you reclaim your ability to make thoughtful, deliberate decisions, it's essential to recognize another critical impact of unchecked anger: its capacity to undermine your emotional resilience. Anger can erode your inner strength and ability to cope with life's inevitable challenges, leaving you vulnerable to stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion. Emotional resilience is the capacity to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to difficult circumstances, and maintain a positive outlook despite adversity. When anger becomes a dominant force in your life, it can significantly weaken this resilience. Anger consumes a substantial amount of emotional energy, leaving you with less capacity to deal with other stressors effectively. This depletion of emotional resources can make even minor challenges feel overwhelming, leading to a cycle of frustration and further anger. Consider how anger impacts your ability to stay calm and composed in stressful situations. When you're angry, your fight or flight response is activated, making it difficult to think clearly and react calmly. This heightened state of arousal can lead to overreactions and escalate conflicts, further compounding stress and making it harder to recover from setbacks. Instead of approaching challenges with a problem-solving mindset, you might find yourself stuck in a reactive mode, which hinders your ability to navigate difficulties effectively. Anger also affects your capacity for emotional regulation, a key component of resilience. Emotional regulation involves managing and responding to your emotions in healthy ways. When anger dominates your emotional landscape, it becomes challenging to regulate other emotions, such as sadness, fear, or disappointment. www.muji.org. This lack of regulation can lead to emotional outbursts, mood swings, and an overall sense of instability. Without the ability to manage your emotions effectively, it's difficult to maintain the equilibrium needed to withstand life's ups and downs. Another way anger undermines resilience is by eroding your sense of control. Resilient individuals often feel a sense of agency over their lives and believe they can influence outcomes through their actions. Anger, however, can create a sense of helplessness and victimization. When you're constantly angry, you might feel as though external circumstances and other people are always to blame for your frustrations. This external locus of control can make you feel powerless and less capable of effecting positive change in your life. Anger can also disrupt your support systems, which are crucial for resilience. Strong social connections provide emotional support, practical assistance, and a sense of belonging. However, anger can strain relationships and isolate you from others, leaving you without the support you need to cope with challenges. When you're isolated, it's harder to draw on the collective strength of your social network, making it more difficult to bounce back from setbacks. The chronic stress associated with anger can also lead to burnout, a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion. Burnout reduces your ability to cope with stress and leaves you feeling depleted and disengaged. When you're burnt out, it becomes nearly impossible to summon the resilience needed to face new challenges. This state of exhaustion can perpetuate a cycle of anger and stress, further eroding your emotional resilience. To rebuild your resilience, it's essential to develop strategies that help you manage anger and strengthen your emotional foundation. One effective approach is to practice self-care regularly. Engaging in activities that promote relaxation, joy, and well-being can replenish your emotional reserves and build resilience. This might include hobbies, exercise, spending time in nature, or simply taking time for yourself to relax and unwind. Developing a growth mindset can also enhance resilience. A growth mindset involves viewing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than as insurmountable obstacles. By reframing your perspective and embracing a more optimistic outlook, you can build the mental flexibility needed to adapt to and overcome adversity. This shift in mindset can reduce the impact of anger and help you approach difficulties with a more constructive attitude. Building strong, supportive relationships is another key component of resilience. Cultivate connections with people who uplift and encourage you. Share your struggles and seek support when needed. A robust support network provides a safety net that can catch you when you fall and help you bounce back more quickly. Mindfulness practices can also enhance emotional resilience by helping you stay present and aware of your emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. Techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and progressive muscle relaxation can help you develop a greater sense of calm and control. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you can increase your capacity to manage stress and reduce the intensity of your anger. Imagine a life where challenges are met with strength and composure, where setbacks are seen as opportunities for growth, and where you have the emotional reserves to face whatever comes your way. This is the life that awaits you when you build and nurture your emotional resilience. It's a life where you can handle stress with grace, maintain a positive outlook, and recover quickly from adversity. The next step is to commit to these resilience-building practices and embrace the journey towards a more balanced and resilient self. As you strengthen your emotional resilience and equip yourself to face life's challenges with grace, it's important to understand another profound effect of anger: its ability to impair your judgment and cloud your decision-making. Anger can distort your perception of reality, leading to choices that might not align with your values and long-term goals. When anger takes hold, it can create a tunnel vision effect, where your focus narrows to the immediate source of your frustration. This limited perspective makes it difficult to consider alternative viewpoints or the broader implications of your actions. In the heat of the moment, you might make hasty decisions without fully understanding the consequences, leading to regret and further complications down the line. Consider how anger affects your ability to assess risks and benefits objectively. When you're angry, your emotional state can skew your evaluation of a situation and making you more likely to take unnecessary risks or overlook potential downsides. For example, an angry outburst at work might lead you to confront a colleague or supervisor aggressively, jeopardizing your professional relationships and career prospects. This impulsive behavior can have lasting repercussions, creating additional stress and obstacles to overcome. Anger can also impair your ability to empathize with others. A crucial component of effective decision-making, empathy allows you to understand and consider the feelings and perspectives of those around you. When anger clouds your mind, it becomes challenging to step into someone else's shoes and anticipate their reactions to your decisions. This lack of empathy can result in actions that harm relationships and create conflicts, further isolating you and exacerbating your anger. Another way anger distorts judgment is by fostering a sense of righteousness and entitlement. When you're angry, you might feel justified in your actions, believing that your anger gives you the right to act aggressively or make demands. This sense of entitlement can lead to confrontational and unreasonable behavior, which alienates others and creates additional problems. It's important to recognize that while your feelings are valid, they don't excuse harmful actions. Moreover, anger can lead to a fixation on blame rather than solutions. When you're consumed by anger, you might focus on assigning blame for your frustrations instead of looking for constructive ways to address the issue. This blame-oriented mindset can prevent you from finding effective solutions and moving forward. It also fosters a negative atmosphere where conflicts are perpetuated. To counteract the judgment-impairing effects of anger, it's essential to develop strategies that help you maintain a balanced and objective perspective. One effective approach is to practice emotional regulation techniques that allow you to calm down before making decisions. Taking a few deep breaths, stepping away from the situation, or engaging in a calming activity can help you regain control of your emotions and approach the issue with a clearer mind. Engaging in reflective practices such as journaling or talking through your thoughts with a trusted friend can also help you gain insight into your emotional responses and their impact on your decision-making. By reflecting on past decisions made in anger, you can identify patterns and develop strategies to avoid similar pitfalls in the future. Seeking diverse perspectives can enhance your decision-making process as well. When faced with a challenging situation, consider consulting with others who might offer different viewpoints and insights. This can help you see the issue from multiple angles and make more informed choices. Surrounding yourself with supportive and level-headed individuals can provide a valuable sounding board for your ideas and decisions. Building emotional intelligence is another key component of improving judgment. Emotional intelligence involves understanding and managing your own emotions, as well as recognizing and influencing the emotions of others. By developing this skill, you can navigate emotionally charged situations more effectively and make decisions that are aligned with your values and long-term goals. Practicing mindfulness can also help you stay grounded and present, reducing the likelihood of making impulsive decisions driven by anger. Mindfulness techniques such as meditation and deep breathing can help you cultivate a sense of calm and clarity, allowing you to approach situations with a more balanced and thoughtful mindset. Imagine a life where your decisions are guided by wisdom and foresight, where you can navigate challenges with a calm and clear mind, and where your actions consistently align with your values and aspirations. This is the life that awaits you when you learn to manage your anger and enhance your judgment. It's a life where you can build stronger relationships, achieve your goals with confidence, and create a future that reflects your true potential. The next step is to embrace these practices and commit to a path of thoughtful and deliberate decision-making. As you cultivate a life guided by wisdom and thoughtful decision-making, it's crucial to acknowledge how unchecked anger can stifle your creativity and innovation. Anger can create mental blocks, hinder your ability to think outside the box, and prevent you from tapping into your full creative potential. When anger dominates your emotional landscape, it consumes a significant portion of your mental energy. This constant preoccupation with negative thoughts and feelings leaves little room for creative thinking. Creativity requires a certain level of mental freedom and flexibility, and which is hard to achieve when your mind is clouded by anger. Instead of exploring new ideas and possibilities, you find yourself stuck in a cycle of frustration and negativity. Consider how anger affects your problem-solving abilities. Creativity often involves looking at problems from different angles and finding innovative solutions. However, when you're angry, your thinking becomes rigid and narrow. You're less likely to see alternative perspectives or consider unconventional approaches. This rigidity can limit your ability to come up with creative solutions and stifle your innovation. Anger can also inhibit your willingness to take creative risks. Innovation often involves stepping outside your comfort zone and trying new things. When you're angry, your fear of failure or rejection can be heightened, making it difficult to take these necessary risks. You might find yourself sticking to safe and familiar methods, even when they aren't the most effective, simply because you're afraid of making mistakes or facing criticism. Another way anger stifles creativity is by creating a hostile internal environment. Creativity thrives in an atmosphere of curiosity, openness, and playfulness. However, anger fosters a sense of hostility and defensiveness, both towards yourself and others. This negative internal environment can suppress your creative instincts and make it difficult to explore new ideas with an open and curious mind. Anger can also affect your ability to collaborate with others, which is often essential for creative endeavors. Creative projects frequently involve teamwork and the sharing of ideas. When you're angry, it can be challenging to communicate effectively and work harmoniously with others. Your anger might cause you to reject others' ideas, dominate conversations, or create conflict, all of which can hinder the collaborative process and stifle collective creativity. To unlock your creative potential, it's important to develop strategies that help you manage anger and create a more conducive environment for innovation. One effective approach is to engage in activities that promote relaxation and reduce stress. Practices such as meditation, yoga, and deep breathing can help calm your mind and create the mental space needed for creative thinking. Another powerful technique is to immerse yourself in environments that inspire creativity. Surround yourself with stimuli that spark your imagination, whether it's spending time in nature, visiting art galleries, or reading books that challenge your thinking. These experiences can help shift your focus away from anger and towards a more open and curious mindset. Collaborating with others can also enhance your creativity. Seek out individuals who inspire you and challenge your thinking. Engage in brainstorming sessions, workshops, or creative projects that allow you to share ideas and gain new perspectives. Collaborative efforts can provide fresh insights and stimulate your creative process, helping you break free from the constraints of anger. Developing a growth mindset is another key component of fostering creativity. A growth mindset involves viewing challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. By embracing this mindset, you can reduce the fear of failure that often accompanies creative risks. This shift in perspective allows you to approach creative endeavors with greater confidence and resilience, even in the face of obstacles. Incorporating regular periods of reflection and self-care into your routine can also support your creative process. Take time to reflect on your thoughts and emotions and identify any patterns of anger that might be hindering your creativity. Engage in activities that nourish your mind and body, such as journaling, exercise, or spending time with loved ones. These practices can help you maintain a balanced emotional state and create a fertile ground for creative thinking. Imagine a life where your creativity flows freely, where you can explore new ideas and possibilities without the constraints of anger. A life where your innovative spirit is nurtured and your creative potential is fully realized. This is the life that awaits you when you learn to manage your anger and cultivate a more open and curious mindset. It's a life where you can achieve your creative goals, collaborate effectively with others, and contribute to the world in meaningful and innovative ways. The next step is to embrace these practices and commit to a path of creativity and innovation. As you embrace your creativity and open your mind to new possibilities, it's important to consider another profound impact of unchecked anger: its potential to undermine your sense of purpose and fulfillment. Anger can cloud your vision, distract you from your goals, and prevent you from living a life aligned with your deepest values and aspirations. When anger becomes a dominant force, it can consume your thoughts and energy, leaving little room for introspection and self-discovery. This constant preoccupation with negative emotions can make it difficult to connect with your inner desires and passions. Instead of pursuing meaningful activities and goals, you might find yourself stuck in a cycle of reacting to immediate frustrations and grievances. This reactive approach to life can leave you feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from your true purpose. Consider how anger can distract you from your long-term goals. Achieving meaningful objectives requires focus, dedication, and a clear sense of direction. However, when you're frequently angry, your attention is often diverted to addressing the sources of your anger. This distraction can prevent you from making consistent progress towards your goals and undermine your sense of achievement. Instead of moving forward, you might find yourself constantly putting out fires and dealing with setbacks caused by your anger. Anger can also erode your motivation and drive. Moreover, anger can create a sense of isolation and disconnection from others, which further undermines your sense of purpose. Meaningful relationships and connections are often a crucial part of feeling fulfilled and purposeful. However, anger can strain these relationships and create barriers to genuine connection. When you're isolated and disconnected, it's harder to find the support and encouragement needed to pursue your goals and live a fulfilling life. To reclaim your sense of purpose and fulfillment, it's essential to address the underlying causes of your anger and develop strategies to manage it effectively. One powerful approach is to engage in regular self-reflection and introspection. Take time to explore your values, passions, and long-term goals. Reflect on what truly matters to you and what you want to achieve in life. This self-discovery process can help you reconnect with your inner desires and create a clear vision for your future. Developing a sense of gratitude can also enhance your sense of purpose. Gratitude involves recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of your life, even in the midst of challenges. By focusing on what you're grateful for, you can shift your perspective away from anger and towards a more positive and fulfilling outlook. Keeping a gratitude journal where you regularly write down things you're thankful for can be a powerful tool in this process. Building a supportive network of friends, family, and mentors can provide the encouragement and guidance needed to pursue your goals. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift and inspire you and who can offer valuable insights and support. Engaging in meaningful conversations and activities with these individuals can help you stay focused and motivated even in the face of challenges. Practicing mindfulness and meditation can also help you stay grounded and connected to your purpose. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment with curiosity and non-judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more aware of your thoughts and emotions and learn to manage them more effectively. This awareness can help you stay focused on your goals and make decisions that align with your values and aspirations. Volunteering and giving back to your community can also enhance your sense of purpose. Helping others and making a positive impact can provide a deep sense of fulfillment and meaning. By contributing to causes that you care about, you can create a sense of connection and purpose that transcends your individual concerns and challenges. Imagine a life where you wake up each day with a clear sense of purpose and direction. A life where you're motivated and inspired to pursue your passions, and where your actions align with your deepest values and aspirations. This is the life that awaits you when you learn to manage your anger and reconnect with your sense of purpose. It's a life of fulfillment, meaning, and joy. As we come to the end of this journey, remember that anger doesn't have to control your life. By recognizing its impact and taking steps to manage it, you can reclaim your happiness, strengthen your relationships, and unlock your full potential. Embrace the tools and strategies we've discussed and start transforming your life today. If you found this video helpful, or if you have your own experiences or tips to share, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and join the conversation. Your insights and stories can inspire and support others on their journey. Let's keep learning, growing, and living the Stoic way. See you in the next one.